Water isn't created in the soil, the water is held by the soil so that the roots can do what?
Grow.
The roots can drink it up, absorb the water. Does a plant like to stand in water to grow?
No.
So I would like soil that drains well. The water is there when I need a drink, but it's not there to drown me. We're going to do something called the percolation test. Percolation means how fast the water is going to go through those grounds. We're going to put water at a measured amount through each of these at the same time. We're going to do everything identical because when you're running an experiment, you have to run an experiment lots of times and you have to keep conditions identical so that the outcome is you can be believed. You'll form a hypothesis. What is a hypothesis? Your guess at what's going to happen. So I want your table to come to a decision. Your table to come. You make a hypothesis. You make a hypothesis. Is it the sand, the humus, the topsoil, or the clay that will start releasing the water the fastest? It's a race. We're going to put the water in the top. We're going to look underneath the table, and we're going to see the drips. I want you to form a hypothesis. Which one is going to release the water the soonest, and which one is going to be the slowest?
Through it the fastest. The humus? What do you think? Humus? Okay, which one's going to hold on to it the longest?
Clay.
Why do you think it's the sand?
If you get the water, you got the water, if you stand up, I'm pretty sand.
So what do you guys think?
Topsoil.
Which one? Topsoil is gonna be first? Fastest?
Because
Big sand, huh?
sand can carry water, so it won't go so fast. If it's topsoil, it's used to plant stuff, so it can go fast.
Who thinks it's going to be the sand that the water goes through the fastest? Raise your hand if it's the sand. Who thought it was humus that the water is going to go through fastest? Okay, who thought it was topsoil? This group thought it was topsoil. You thought it would go through topsoil fastest, right? Okay, who thinks it's going to go through the clay the fastest? Right. Okay, what about slowest? Who thinks the sand is going to be the slowest? So this group thought sand would be the slowest. Who thought humus would be the slowest? That it would soak up the water and so water's not going to go through. Who thought the topsoil? Who thought the clay?
Very
They
good.
think it's clay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be through. All right, step back.
Step back.
Step back. Out of the way. Out of the way.
What? That's not fair.
We're winning.
We're not doing anything. Hey, that's not fair.
Topsoil's not dripping.
Clay's dripping.
Clay is dripping.
What's underneath the sand
Ours is faster.
on this table?
Ours is faster.
Sand. What happened to the sand? Why? The sand is starting to drip. Can you see it? All right, keep watching. What happened to the sand as it drips out? All the containers are made the same, so the holes in the bottom are the same. Remember we said the scrub is very fine grit, so it's very small, tiny particles. Those particles are being washed away or eroded. Have you heard of the word erosion? Well, we're eroded. The sand is eroding. Now it has to finish. The first one that dripped was clay. That was against our hypothesis.
My humus.
Topsoil or humus were which one started first? Humus or the topsoil?
Humus.
The humus started before the topsoil.
Humus is not done.
Sand started last. The sand, the water level, see where the shoulder is up here?
Stop. Water's dripping. Stop. Audrey, she put more water in ours.
Guys, why don't we step back and sit at our table like
The water level, a little bit of the sand for drainage, a little bit of clay for water retention, some humus for all that good organic material that's going to break down and feed my plants. As they're using it, it's going to be making it, and the topsoil for doing the real work.
Wait, we stop.
What do the
Stop.
roots of the plant
Stop.
actually
We
do?
stop. Oh, no. No, we didn't. We stopped.
Two things for the roots. What is the job of the roots of the plant? Yes, it grips. It holds it in place. It absorbs the nutrients.
We're
it
done.
absorbs the
We're
water,
done.
but it
We're
also
done.
holds
We're
the
done.
position. What happens if it's
No,
really
clay?
windy?
Yeah, Clay's finished. Clay's finished.
So the
It's
roots have a
dropping from
very
the
big
table.
job, a hard job of
It's dropping
keeping
from the
that
table.
plant
Yes.
in place, that tree in place, that shrub in place.
Ours is finished. I was like playing.
What is still dripping? Humus and topsoil. We're going to have to come back to topsoil and clay. Is clay still dripping?
I think clay's done.
Clay's done.
As a scientist, I would have to run this experiment over and over and over again, and with the soil in the pristine condition, because I've sort of foiled the experiment with the soil's already being saturated, because clay is never the first.
I have a tweet.
Do all of you see this cut down? Do we see a different color on top, then another color, and another color, 3 different colors? All right, I want you to point to the humus layer. In real life. The humus layer is what layer?
Top. Point to the top.
Yes, it's all this sweet litter. This is the humus layer. Now, the next layer of topsoil. Not so deep. Very thin for the humus layer. Now the topsoil. That brownish layer, yes, because what's going in that layer? What's coming out?
Water.
Mom. This. What are they really? We just talked about, yes, the job of the root, of the plant, of the tree. So the root, look, that layer is full of what? Roots. Roots. Say, turn around and say it to them. You're the teacher of this. Subsoil. You're going to pick out subsoil. Now point to subsoil. Now why did you choose that? You're entirely right. Why are you right? What color is it? Sort of red, orange. It's a color of what? Clay. Clay. Clay is the subsoil. Point to bedrock. Purpose of our illustration. Yes, bedrock. Now meet bedrock in person. You're standing on rock. That's what the center of the earth is. Huge mountains of rock that are rubbing together. Have you ever heard of something called earthquake?
Yeah.
What is an earthquake? My twin friend. Why is it shaking? Because shaking is movement, right? What's moving? Underneath the earth, rock is moving, and the pieces of rock, these big rocks, are rubbing together, they're breaking, they're going to get smaller and smaller and smaller as they get to the surface. And I'm illustrating with this sandstone here. If it's not too moist, can you see what's happening? Do you see what?
It's turning white.
Smaller and smaller particles as the rocks rub together. It's producing what layer?
It makes it white.
Because subsoil.
She said not to.
Use your eyes. If I buy a ton of topsoil, I spread it over 1 acre, and that's what I inherited, 1 acre. This is how thin it is. What am I holding? A dime is thinner than a penny, right? Next time you have some coins in your hand, and I've spent my money, I bought a ton of topsoil, and this is what I've got.
Hey,
A garden of all sand.
back. Harper, yeah, there you go. Then everybody can see it.
Meet a garden of all clay. Now this is going to be harder to look without reading some of it. All humus, all topsoil. Now, look at the crops. It's the same crop in the same position in each garden. Which garden it looks the best to you that you want to claim? That's my garden, that's my garden. Is it one of these? Now why are you saying topsoil? You're pointing at humus if someone says topsoil. These look very much the same. They were all these were planted at the same time, the same thing in the same corners. This might look just a touch taller. These are going to seed faster. So the humus is using that nitrogen, using those elements that are in the organic matter that's breaking down and growing very fast. But this is almost the same. We live in middle Alabama. We live in coastal Alabama. Between these two, which one is growing the crops better? Sand or clay?
Look at these right here.
Let's just look at the grass. Which grass is greener?
Clay.
It's greener.
Clay.
Which one's thicker? Clay. I think so. Fertilizer made out of worm castings. One bed has no castings. One bed has castings. Is there any difference between the two?
That one looks like more droopy. That one looks more tall.
It's thicker and bushier? Yes, I think all of them are a little bit taller, really. You get a lot more salads out of this one, wouldn't you, if you fed it? Now I want you to go learn why permaculture is important and is even superior to the compost you can buy at the store or even make. Look, we're making our own compost over here.
Croissant.
I'm excited about that.
Did you learn the difference between soil and dirt? Where do you find dirt? No.
Oh, wait.
On my hands, on my knees. When your mom says, I wish you wouldn't get so dirty, that's dirt. But when you were up there, you were working with soil. Remember? You had, what all did you have? You had a race between 4 of them. Poured water in, there was sort of a race.
Yeah.
What was
We won.
What was your substance?
Clay.
Sand usually wins because it's really just a bunch of little rocks. And clay is usually the most stubborn, slow. I know, I live in Shelby County. It's made of clay. With our worms today, you are going to see, smell, probably not here, second grader, but I'm expecting you to answer like a scientist. A scientist can only report, girls, can only report, you, a scientist, can only report to me what you see, hear, smell, taste, stop, touch. Okay? So here's your first trick question. You can only answer as a science person. Be careful. It's a trick question. What is this?
Earthworm.
Wrong.
Earthworm.
Wrong.
Earthworm.
It was a trick question. What's the answer?
It's not an animal.
It's not an animal.
It's a worm.
It's not a
It's
living.
not my science.
It's a stuffed animal. It's not a worm. Let's try this again. As a scientist, what is this?
A
toy that looks like a worm. So we have a worm with no teeth. So it can't chew very much with its mouth. So what it does with its mouth is just suck in things that are dissolving and rotting and gnashing. I have a few of those things today. Some things that a worm would love, like rotting bananas. Just slurp that up, that would be so yummy. And if I were to see underneath all of the ground around here, we would see worms eating their way through soil. The soil goes right in, and if it gets a bit of an insect body or a stem or a leaf, you can use that for nourishment, and then everything that doesn't use comes out the other end as what? Worm food. No, it comes out as worm food. Who told you, Cassie? The teacher? We're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that. Every worm has to eat half of what it weighs every single day. Think about that. Half of what its body weight is, it has to eat every single day. So here's your math question. If we have 10 pounds of worms, how much food do they need that day?
5 pounds.
5 pounds. If you had 20 pounds of worms, 10 pounds. If you were a 60-pound worm, you would have to eat 30 pounds of food. Some of you, your parents think that's already happening. So I don't see a soul except your cameraman and your teacher. So, but we're still going to do it. So then we'll get it out of our system. And then we'll start speaking result words. All right, let's see if we can get them to react. Oh, that's our director. He'll love this. Ready? Get really loud. Worm poop. 1, 2, 3. One time last year, a man was about 90. He nearly fell off his walker over there. I want you to put 2 fingers on your palm and pretend that it feels to you just like toothbrush bristles. You know what those bristles feel like. A worm on its bottom has hundreds of those bristles. So kind of inch your way across, and you can kind of imagine how the worm moves. So it doesn't move very well upside down, but underneath the soil, it's doing that. I want to see your mouth with no teeth, like you're sucking in a big milkshake.
I can't stop thinking about it.
All right, now I want you to show me what eyes look like on a worm. There are no eyes. No eyes. So you can't do that.
I would be like diarrhea.
Ears?
No ears.
No ears. They do have a mouth.
Yes.
We did that already. Now, the way they breathe.
No nose.
No nose.
No
So they breathe through the skin.
No.
So let's try it. Close your mouth. Pinch your nose. Try to breathe through your skin, just like a worm. I can leave them there for a while.
I'm not doing that.
Okay, come back, second grade. I heard 2 people right here say that worms breathe through their skin.
Yes.
So last night, during that really hard rain,
Really?
a lot of their tunnels got full of water, so they may have come up. if you took a worm and put it in a glass of water where it couldn't get to the top, would it drown?
Yes. No.
Yes, it would. Because it's breathing not through a nose, where if it had a nose, it could maybe get it high enough to breathe. But it doesn't. So if its skin is completely covered with water, it will finally run out of oxygen and it will die. So today, if you're looking around, I haven't seen any earthworms out yet. They probably won't be there. Well, if they don't have eyes, how do they know how to stay under the ground? Why aren't they out there on the sidewalk?
Feel. They can feel vibrations.
Not feel, because you can't feel the sunlight too much.
Vibrations.
They can feel vibrations.
From the ground.
Would you agree that light does not get through this box very easily?
No.
It's not a clear box. If I had worms in a clear box and they were in the light or sun, it might harm them. It's too much light. So here's the question, and there's only one correct answer. Well, there's two correct answers.
What?
No, there's only one correct answer. Be careful. What's in the box?
Worm casting. Worm who? Worm casting.
I have not heard the correct answer.
Earthworms.
You may only answer according to what you see, or hear, or touch, or taste, or smell. And I ask you, what's in the box? I'm asking you, what's in this box?
Soil.
You should say, what should they say, teacher?
Newspaper.
We don't know.
Newspaper.
No, the correct answer is, right now as a scientist, you can't see in there.
We don't know.
The answer is we don't know. So when you open this, I'll show you how we get started. We start with newspaper. And what we do is we just shred up newspaper and fill it all the way. And in a few months, about 6 months, there will be no newspaper left. They will have eaten all of it. Now, they couldn't live there now, it's too dry. So we would spray some water in there just to get it damp, to get started. We would throw in some garden soil to get fungus and bacteria and a little bit of sand so they can grind up their food. And then we would order 1,000 worms from Uncle Jim. Now, this is one that I call working worms. Now, be real careful here. Here's a trick question. What's in the box?
Nothing. We don't know.
We don't know.
The worms work. How? We don't know.
No, that's an assumption.
We don't know.
We don't know is still the correct answer.
Yes.
But you said nothing. And that would be wrong. That's a box at the store that nobody's ever put anything in.
Because I saw the word scraps on the side.
But you can't trust me. We just met. I could have lied about what's on the outside.
Yeah.
What's this?
Cardboard.
Cardboard. And I use it at the top because sometimes flies come through and lay their eggs, and I don't want their maggots in there with my worms. They could live together okay, but that just slows that down. If you ever want to go fishing and you need some worms, you just put this kind of cardboard out under a tree. They'll come to it because the stuff that the glue is made out of is from cornmeal, and we also get corn syrup from that. It's kind of sweet, and the worms come to it. They will be attracted to that. Now, what you're going to see is worms that have been working. The black that you see are the castings, but you'll also see some of the leftover newspaper. See, there's worms. Our biggest worms today are 3 inches long. And they haven't quite finished with those banana peels from last week. And there's the newspaper that they haven't gotten to. But every bit of this black stuff used to be food and newspaper. Those are the castings. And notice that you didn't get a big smell when I opened it. If it had been dog poop, you would have.
Who would collect dog poop anyway?
So I fed these guys. In the last hour, I fed them on this end. Where would I feed them next week?
That is.
This end, because I want The guys that are down here, I want them to have to work their way to that food, eating all the way and mixing things. And then next week when they run out of food down there, they'll turn around and they'll come back over here for food. Because they have sensors. They don't have a nose, but they know where the chemicals are that make up food. This one's been working for about 6 months. I'll tell you what's in here. Just castings and worms. So this is why my husband calls this black gold. He calls the castings black gold. You see that a lot in the literature. Why would we call it black gold?
Because it's black and it looks like
Wait
gold.
a minute, yes.
Because it's good.
It's so good we would say it's as good as gold. It's very perfect as a fertilizer. And obviously we call it black because it was really dark, right?
Yeah.
Now sometimes we've had a friend who used white paper and the castings looked more gray. But when I use newspaper, we usually get the black color. Alright, so there are worms in here. And again, sit down, nothing changed. Look how rotten that's getting. It's been around for a while. They'll eventually eat all that. And now you see no newspaper left.
Oh.
They ate it.
Climbing up.
Well, he can't fly. He'll be okay. Black gold. That's the casting.
I see it.
And then when I sit back, and I lift it, this is what I'm going to give you in a few minutes at your station. You'll all get some.
Yay!
And the worms are about 3 inches long.
That's not very long.
When they stretch out, you'll see more. The babies are about 1 inch. And the cocoons, I'll help you find those little round balls that have maybe 20 babies in it.
Kind of like band-aids. We learned that there was 4 in each one.
Between 4 and 20.
Ooh.
And they can have cocoons as often as every 21 days.
Thank
So
you,
once you get some worms, you get lots more worms. No, you're separating them. Look, this is for worms. This is for the castings. You're separating worms from castings. And while you're doing it, every once in a while, do this. Look at a worm close up and see inside of it.
You're coming with him. Hey. No, I got a bunch. This little guy. Oh, I gotta give it. I got one. Oh, I got a long one. Look at this. Oh. Look at this. Look at this. I already got two. I got two. I got a long one. Check this one out. Look at this one. He's trying to get away! He's gonna get away! Did I already take all my worms out? No, you can use it back. What's back? I think you have parcels. But look how many I have now! Oh, no, you don't. Look how many I have. My worms are trying to escape. Look how many I have. What, you're trying to put them in the cup? Yeah! Oh, there's one down there. Everybody in. Garrett did it. You're not supposed to do that. Yes, I got my longest worm in it.
Alright, did all of you see what a cocoon looks like? Because you should be searching now. Look at this cocoon, how small.
Yeah, I found one of them.
And they're going to be shiny. I want you to study it with this right here. So you might see babies inside. That's what you're looking for. See how small it is? But it's shiny.
Are they yellow?
Yellow is sort of shaped like a little lemon. If it's shiny, remember the test is to roll it. Hey guys, did y'all find a cocoon yet?
Yes, we found a bunch.
Did it look like this?
No.
If not, it was not a cocoon.
I think I found one with little stretchy ones.
No. But I do want you to find a cocoon. Look right here. This is what you're looking for. It's going to be shiny. It's going to be small.
Is this it?
And then look at this. When you find one, I want you to study it with the lens. I also want you to go, that's excellent. That's a good job. I want you to study your worms with this also.
I found another one. Oh, I found a cocoon. Hey, that guy's on the move. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, I found
bag is made from worm poop or castings. Just like those two gardens you saw up there, where one had castings and one did not, you don't have to put the castings, you can make a tea. So we're going to put castings in here, and then when you get a chance to take it to your house, you would soak your tea bag in about that much water, and it might make a really light brown color, sort of like a tea, and then you would pour that on some of your plant at home. That's like giving it some fertilizer.
Looks like cookies and cream.
1 teaspoon.
Looks like cookies and cream. Look at that.
Yeah.
I want to play with poop.
Yeah.
I want to play with poop. We have to play with poop.
There may be one of you.
I'm doing it next. Okay, now put the spoon.
Just one scoop is a whole bunch of
My
food.
turn.
See why they call that black gold? That black belly.
Bum 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 bum.